Hey, how's it going? This is the project here, replacing these signboards with a new sign system and additional names. And there's my little Tacoma overloaded with the sign frames, scaffolding, ladder, planks, and all the tools. Poor little thing, even on the way over it, failed a fuel injector. And so I sputted all the way here and back to my mechanic. And the first thing I did was do a site survey, which was meant measuring the pole distances and the dimensions of the poles so I could figure out how to create scaffolding for this project. And I am now leveling across to pole to give myself a level line all the way around. And this will create two things for me. One is scaffolding, level scaffolding, and the other is the height of the bottom of the frame for the sign. And here I'm just bringing in a prefabricated section of the scaffolding, and I installed blocks all the way around on each of the posts so that the scaffolding will rest on there, kind of like handy hands while I'm installing a brace. A two-man job? Yes, of course. Every job can be a two-man job, but I always try to make a job a one-man job if possible. And if I can't, I will get help. In this case, I felt like things were kind of ground level enough that I could be able to make it manageable. So the next thing I'm going to do is remove these planks. I thought they were redwood, but when I got them back to my shop, they were light wood. So I'm not sure what they are, if they're Doug fir or pine, or maybe what's another wood? I don't know, but they were not redwood. They were light, but they were pretty rotted at the bolts, and those bolts were pretty rotted out too. They were pretty rusty and pretty much gone. Very close to the ocean here in this town, so a lot of sea salt air blowing on this stuff. And so these, I was going to cut right up the middle of the signs and then pop them off that way, but I realized once I got up there that these were pretty rotted out, pretty easy to pull off, especially this side. This is the side facing the ocean, so it must have been getting the most beating. And after I get all these planks off, then I'm going to take my cordless grinder and just lop off all the remaining bolts that are sticking out, make it nice and flush. So here, now I'm going to, as you can see, I've already done the two back sides. I wanted to be proficient and efficient at what I was doing for the video, so I went ahead and did those back two panels, and now I'm just working on the front one. So what I'm adding here is a 2x4 by 12 foot filler. A spacer is what it is, and I'm just adding that right onto the pole. This will bring out the panels, the frame and the panels, to a point where they won't hit each other, or so I thought. So the right side pole is the one that was out of plumb, it turns out. But I wasn't aware of that while I was doing this right now. I was just moving forward and installing everything. But after I put the two lower frames and two lower panels on, I did a site check in that corner and found out that it was actually 1.5 inches out of plumb, and it was going to hit the other sign at the top. So I had to remove the panels and the frames and put spacers behind that 2x4 that I'm working on right now. What I'm doing here is I'm putting in the frame, and then I'm going to plumb, level, and square it. That's a digital print of distressed, obviously distressed wood planks, photograph of wood planks that I just found as a resource. So this is after I fixed everything, and here's where it gets sketchy. When I did that backside one first, and I did it just like this, and I lifted it up, for some reason I lost my hand hold, and the thing literally flew down, bounced off the scaffolding, bounced all the way down to the hill, and where those cars are driving into the bushes. It kind of bent it a little bit, but I was able to recover it. You know how ACM is; it's pretty flexible, and as long as it's not been destroyed, if it's just potato chipped a little bit, you can flex it back. So I'm getting all my screws ready, get everything I need. I put the stopper and the little holder in place already, so that's ready to go. Now it's just a matter of hoisting that thing up, and I'm starting to get really pretty tired at this point. It was getting close to the end of the day, um, and so it gets a little tiring. But you just get you see I kind of slipped out of my hand there, but you got to just go for it. I mean, again, this stuff's really light. It's just kind of a little sketchy to pull it up like that when you're on a plank and ladder that's already kind of bouncing and rocking. And you can see the extension on the lower left of the screen where I extended the scaffolding. So I removed the scaffolding from the back side and moved it over to the front side so that I could extend my ladder and my plank. Here I'm just installing the trim now that goes around the entire sign. All right, it's nameplate time, and uh, I went ahead and pre-screwed I put the screws in the nameplates before I got up on the ladder, so that down on the plywood I put the screws in and then have them extend out slightly so that I can meet them up with the holes in the on the sign easily. And then it's just a matter of zip, zip, zip. And there you go. Sign's all done. Client's happy. Job site's cleaned up. Truck's ready to roll. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching.